Alrighty. Alrighty. Just getting my headset going. We'll get there. Okay, so I might be able to hear you, or at least your text. Okay. Okay, I can hear myself, and I should be able to hear any messages. Perhaps. Don't know. Oh, hey David. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the text stuff on this so I can hear you talking. Give me one sec. It'd be nice if one day I get this all sorted, but it's somewhat difficult at this point. Still connected on this. And then I'm just gonna get my Bluetooth going here. Alrighty. Well, let's just see what happens with this. I'll check my phone. But yeah, so today I've got connections, wires to put up. I've cut 8 pieces of wire, about 2.5 meters long. And I've just kind of attached them loosely at the top, kind of the crown of the gazebo. And I'm going to pull them down, loop it around, pull out the next, loop it around, pull it down, and then connect it at the bottom here, where these arches come together. I think that'll hold it. Yesterday I did some, and the day before I did more of these rows that are in a circle, or in a square here. It was, yeah, painful on the hands, put it that way, even with gloves on. So, see how long I last with this today. I did some, and the day before I did more of these rows that are in a circle, square here. It was, yeah, painful on the hands, put it that way, even with gloves on. So, see how long I last with this today. I'm gonna mute that, I'm still going. Sorry. And let's get to work. So hopefully today I can hear you talking. It's difficult because I can't work on this wire and then look at the messages coming in. So I've set up a kind of a text-to-speech thing, which was started to work the other day, but I'm not sure. We'll see. If not, I'm just watch it work, I guess. So yeah, these things up here, these wires, I've got 8 of them now, and they're going to kind of split the difference between these, I don't know, supports, whatever you call them. And I'll loop them down around as I go through it. I've not done a good job of fixing these up here. I'm probably going to tighten them afterwards a little more. I'm not going to worry about it right now. So pull this tightish. I'm trying to lose an eye. It's not easy to get them all centered and straight on this thing. And I wrap it around here. I think it's going to work though. It's similar to how they did, I think. I took the wire off a while ago, but okay, so the front, the back. And I'm just kind of guessing where the middle is. It's okay if it's a bit organic. But yeah, each one of these rows, well, these 3 a lot less, but that bottom row took me an entire hour to wrap around of this wire. It's like, it's difficult to make videos when you're doing such small stuff. They're just fiddly, not exciting. But I'm also recording for this to be a time lapse for probably 20 seconds for 4 days work, 3 days work, I guess. And then yeah, I'm hoping this will give it some rigidity because this the green knob that goes on the top, I don't know, it wasn't feeling very secure. So I'm trying not to pull too hard so it bends it too much. Yeah, a lot of work. I'm also planning to do a walk tomorrow. I'm probably going to repeat a walk that I did before, but a slightly different route, because this is a different software that I'm using for this streaming stuff. So I'm kind of curious to see if it works any better, especially if I can get the text-to-speech stuff going. I'm not sure if my phone can handle it all, but it's worth a shot. And then next week, as long as I get this wire done today and tomorrow, which I'll probably get done today, I'll be inside, finally. With the knob and the metal piece that I welded together, it's really just painting now, and it's, I don't think it's too terribly exciting to watch. So I'll do a reveal when it's all done and together. But yeah, just pulling it, but not too much as to warp it. and then wrapping it around. You know, I was going to do that, David, and I was doing it with the pliers, but I didn't find I could get it tight enough. What I've been doing is kind of, well, for the edge ones I've basically been using vice grips to kind of squeeze it tight where these loops are, and then using kind of a square headed plier, I was pulling it. But I just don't think I can get the as much flexibility with my hands together. That makes sense? I can get more, and I'm not that coordinated with the pliers because I'm bending over. But yeah, it did kill my hands for sure. That's why I've kind of been a bit slow on it. But it's not a fun job, but also I'm never going to do it again, hopefully. And then where these arches are, I'm just kind of going to tie where the crack is, where they come together, so when they pull, they at least can only pull in and get tighter. I don't know. It's all one of those things where it's like, if I think too much about it, I could just be done instead of just having a little bit of pain with my fingers. But yeah, at the end I tend to, which way do I do? I do it this way. I don't know if you heard that, but that's our neighbor sneezing. Makes me laugh. It's pretty hilarious. Lovely people though. We went over there for a barbecue one a few weeks ago when Sam was here. I don't know if I'd like this. Maybe I'll do it the other way. Outside in. Yeah, let's do it that way. It's fine. Now, that's kind of my thoughts on what I'm doing. Right into this crack here. Ooh. I think this wire was used for electric fences. It's galvanized, but it was super cheap. I think we got 200 meters of it for around 40 bucks, which is good for me anyways. All right. And then do I have my other snippers? Yeah. Yeah, I was using these guys, which aren't really right, but a lot of waste in this project. That's okay. I don't know. I guess it's working. That's all I can do. All right, let's do the next one. I'm probably not able to reach all the way to the bottom on these ones on the far side. I don't really like the way that one's working. Yeah, absolutely, David. Like, I'm really hoping that it's gonna be a nice, because I'm going inside, it's gonna be a nice place to go when I'm covered in, a day's worth of dust. It's one of the reasons why I did this first, and other was to get it all growing, so that in another year or two, when hopefully we've got some more of the inside done and we start having people over, we can enjoy it. It's been a lot of work. 2 years in this garden. It kind of looks like it, but when you've been working on it for 2 years, you don't really notice it as much, I think. I look back at some pictures or videos of what I did way back, and it is a lot of work. But I also think that's kind of the selling point of this property. Yeah, it's got super bedrooms and stuff, and it's big, but if we ever to go to rent it out or sell it or something like that, it's the garden's going to be what people like the most, I think. Because you don't get gardens here. Well, you do if you're very rural like here, perhaps, but in a village like this, a medieval village, most people at most have a little patio or a little balcony that they work on, or that they can go out, grow some tomatoes or something and sit. But So it was a big thing on our list when we bought this place, was to have a good outside space. This is just was kind of more of our dream space because it's not too big. We didn't want to have that big chateau where I'm sitting all weekend cutting grass or having to pay someone to cut grass on a lawn tractor. It's not really how I want to spend weekends. This isn't exactly what I expected either, but still, it'll pay off. Yeah. It's definitely getting there. Yeah, tomorrow I'm probably going to go back to Cone, but in a different route. I might go through Trouse. Trouse? Yeah, Trouse. Which is, how do I explain? It's a less of a dense village. And that's on the way to Cone, so. This lot size, let's see, I think the back garden is about 500 square meters. What that is in feet, I'm not sure. But it's basically 75 feet deep, probably by 120. I'm not too sure. It's definitely wide, and it's kind of a semi-pie shape at the back. It's gets wider the farther back you go. But yeah, that's just enough. You know, I have these little bits of the grass I'm cutting now. It takes me less than half an hour if I, not including doing the weed zipper, or what do you call it, the trimming the edges. And eventually, if we ever get money going, a little extra money, we'll get a robot, and I'll just set the robot up to do it. I like cutting grass, but not that much. I'd like to get one of those Luba 2s or something. They're pretty cool. One day. Right now we got more stuff to worry about than that. And we just bought a new lawnmower blade. Oh, this better fit. Yeah, okay. Which has made a huge difference. The poor grass, I was just ripping it to pieces, I think. Shredding it. Because all the weeds that we originally had in the house and all the low tree roots and things I've hit on that thing, that poor blade was just gnarled up. I've tried filing it down and grinding it, and it's just not gonna be good enough. So yeah, I didn't waste any on this one. I'm hoping my math was right on them all. 2.5 meters, it should be. Yeah, close. And I'm gonna have to go after this in, not today, but I have to touch up all the paint because I've done a lot of scratches around all the little holes and stuff. Not necessarily because you're gonna see it, but just I don't want it to rust. I'm not gonna do like a rust coat and then the metal paint. I'm just gonna do the metal paint. Get a little teeny brush and tighten it up. But yeah, yesterday I was also spending some time doing, starting to work on the plan for the HVAC stuff for the heating, and I think we're going to get like a Daikin, 3 sets of 5 Daikin units. Hopefully they're good. We found a place, because we got some quotes, and it was like, to have someone install it all was like 40, 50,000, which is a lot. It is a big house, but once again, having things installed and worked on here in France, especially the labor, is really high. Well, I mean, you have to pay all the tax, right? So yeah, we don't want to be spending that kind of money. So we found a place basically where I can install all the units in the walls, run all the pipes, get everything ready. And then basically we have a guy coming in, not implement it, I forget what you call it. Yeah, implement it, or basically fill it with gas and check it out, make sure it's good, and then we get the warranty on the machines. He'll flare all the ends and where all the connectors go from the outside unit to the inside unit, and that's good. And then I'll run electrical wires, mount it all, drill all the holes. So that's part of my working on the, starting next week as well. I'll be ripping a lot of floor tiles in the hallways, and then channeling all the plug sockets, ripping off all the baseboards, or skirting boards, whatever you want to call them. And that's starting next week, which will be nice because I'm tired of outside. Yeah, exactly. And then what we're going to do, we don't want to have them in the hallways, but we've sort of almost strategically have rooms that are kind of smaller than the others. And they're the rooms that we're leaving the doors open all the time, you know, like the den or the kitchen. You never shut the doors to those really, do you? We have them, we're not going to move or anything, but in the worst cases, we can always isolate them. But we're going to basically oversize those rooms. So we'll leave with the doors open. They'll also heat or cool the hallways a bit. You know, we're not too concerned about it. We're also, you know, because this last winter it was luckily not too bad of a winter. It was a long one, but it wasn't as cold as other years. So we weren't as cold as the previous year. The previous year, you know, we have electric baseboard, one of those weird electric heaters on the walls. And the electric bills, we were, you know, some months we were almost $1,000, €1,000 a month. Luckily we don't get a lot of months, but they're just so inefficient. So yeah, we basically were only heating 2 rooms. Just the bedroom and the living room. And then you go to the kitchen, you're freezing. So hopefully, once we get solar panels in and stuff like that, we'll be able to have our costs way, way lower. But even just by going a mini split system, we'll cut it down a lot more because it doesn't get cold here. You know, we rarely get below 0 freezing. I guess 32 or whatever. You do it at night, you get down to like as low as -7, maybe even 12 sometimes. I think that's kind of like a record when everyone's freaking out. But on average, during the day, we're never much below 10. So as soon as that sun comes out, we're kind of good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop at this level, this one. Right now, I can't stretch any more than that. I don't want to. All right, and then with the heating and cooling, and especially the cooling, we're going to have 2 kind of over on this corner here where the well is and the pool pump room. One on kind of this garage wall here, one in the back of the house, kind of like that to each other, and then we're going to have another one in the catio. We're going to be swapping out the windows in the catio. They're kind of a glass block from the 60s. Doesn't really fit the house. So we're kind of going to just pull those out eventually. So we're going to put a heat external unit for that right in front of the window there. Because Sam, when she does her hobby stuff, that'll be her room eventually. Not anywhere near this year or next year, but so she doesn't need as big of a window. Yeah, it should be fine. And then it'll just be a matter of each room. So a bedroom will have one over the door on the inside. Kitchen, every single room, it just kind of lines up nicely. And then we're going to do one in the sunroom and one in Sam's office as well. And so it kind of totals up to about 15. There's a top floor big bathroom that's not going to get a heat pump or heating in it. We'll just kind of a tower rail in there. But the thing is, what we realize is that most people aren't going to come over when it's in the winter anyways. So we're never going to use that bathroom. And if we were to rent it out, who's going to want to come in the winter anyways? Not that we're looking to rent it out, but we've got, you know, you kind of have to think about your future when you retire. So I think it'll be a good system. And it'll be all kind of, I think it does humidification as well as dehumidification. So I have to run those water pipes as well. I don't know about the humidification. I'll have to check that. We're not as worried about that. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to do a kind of a heat pump water heater. It takes the excess water from our kind of our ventilation system that we're going to put in. So it works as a ventilation system is probably a better way to describe it. It sucks all the air from the top floor, and then it uses that heat to heat the water. So at least that's what we're thinking at this point. That one isn't my best. Okay, did a little too tight on that. I'll see when I get over that side. All right. Anyways, yeah. So big week next week. One way or the other, I'm going inside. You can see some of the rooms. I'm going to start on the top floor and work my way down. And it'll be a whole lot of cutting out tiles and on the floor, the tomettes, and then getting ready. I'm not sure if I'm going to run conduits yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do under the floors, because I'm just worried a little bit about things like moisture buildup on those hoses, although they shouldn't, I don't think. But I just don't want like dripping through the ceiling to happen. It's actually not, this isn't actually as bad as the other stuff I was doing. These twisty ones around here. It's going a bit faster. Oof, bunch of bees. Ugh. It's a little bit, I'm going to call it organic, this mesh. It's like a spider's web. It's not perfect. That's okay. Because yeah, these clematises are not, well, a couple of them are okay, but we lost one. We did put the stones in the bottom to keep them, keep the soil done, but the stupid snails, which are still fighting, I got a bunch more this morning, not that much, but absolutely, I would consider one for sure, especially if you've got a family that has a lot of showers and stuff for the heat pump water heaters. Here, it's a bit of a shit thing, excuse my French, but you can get grants, but they're not as efficient or they're not as good as you'd hope, because and I don't know how it's legal. But if you get someone installing something for you, first of all, in order to get the grant, you can't do it yourself. Even a water heater, which I mean, would be, you know, there's nothing much to do with it, right? I guess there is, but if you want the grant for it here, you've got to have someone, you pay someone to install it. And what they do is they just jack the price up. So you won't get a 100% grant on it, but it may cost you $1,000 to buy this, you know, like a 200-liter water heat pump unit, and you get someone, and you'll get a grant for, I don't know, $1,500, and then they'll charge you like $2,500. So you're not really getting ahead of anything. It's just being installed for you, which is a bit horrible, but I don't know how they get away with it, but that's quite a common thing here. If you're doing something like converting from an oil heater, because they're really pushing people off oil furnaces. And if you go to something which is like a pellet stove, which I don't want anyways, because it's not, I think that they're going to get rid of those eventually, because you're still making carbon, right? Doesn't matter if it's green or not. But yeah, so unless you're doing something like that where you're changing for something you really don't want, there's like different levels of grants and stuff like that here, and it just doesn't really pay off. Ah, okay. That makes sense, David. Yeah, if it's the same in the States, then what can I say? It's just a bit of a disappointment, because it could be done so much better. You know, I don't see, there's no reason why they shouldn't. It's just people taking advantage of, you know, I don't know. I don't like it. I certainly could never do that to someone, charge them that much extra. So, but yeah, if you're low income, you get another kind of bonus for doing it and kind of thing like that. But we're not that low income. You know, we're not super rich or anything. Got a stupid big house, but we don't have tons of money. Especially without me doing any work. This is my job, so. But yeah, so basically with with that system, it's just getting taken advantage of. I mean, with, you know, I can tell you, a lot of people here in this area really notice the change in the environment. So whether you believe in it or not, I don't know, just the locals here seem to think that things are changing. But so it would just kind of make a little more sense to do it properly, but no one seems to be interested in that. But that's okay. We're going to do our own stuff. When we're installing the heat pumps, or the mini split systems, whatever they're called, I'll do the basic, all the grunt work, and then the guy will come in and it'll be like, instead of being like 50 grand, their time will be like, you know, like maybe a few days at most. So it'll save us probably like 20, 30 grand just from me doing all that, instead of, you know, because if they got to cut holes in floors, and because a lot of the quotes wanted to just run all the piping and stuff on the walls behind a plastic conduit. And I mean, nice old house like this, I don't want all that stuff running around. Same as the electrician, like he wanted a ridiculous amount of money to cut all the grooves, or the chase all the walls. So that's why I'm doing it myself. It's just we weren't expecting that much prices. In the UK it was quite a bit less. But the problem is you can't hire someone for really cheap here. And in the States you kind of have people under the table, but you wouldn't do that here, especially as an immigrant, as in like us. You wouldn't want to jeopardize your visa, because you get caught, it's like a felony. So we don't want to really hire anyone under the table. So finding unskilled people to kind of help you out. I don't want to say unskilled, just, you know, people that do the graft work. Not grifter, graft, yeah. That who do the easy Joe jobs. That's really difficult to find, where I think in Canada at least it was much easier. You get students for like the summers and stuff like that, or guys looking to make 25 bucks an hour, which is, I think, is pretty good, but maybe not. Yeah, you have to pay insurance here for the people, and so it's not really, wasn't really in our budget initially. That's okay. Yeah, it'll be all Wi-Fi. We'll be able to control the whole house, say, you know, time it all, so it'll only be whenever the sun's out for the solar panels or whatever, and really be able to optimize when things heat and stuff like that, which is kind of the hope for this. We'd like to get to a kind of neutral on our costs, so that, you know, hopefully we sell some back to the electricity companies, but it's not like we're looking to make money. We just have to get rid of our standing, you know, our connection charges, whatever you call it. That would be a great thing. So we're kind of neutral, and then just have the house smart enough, programmed enough, that know that, hey, it's sunny today, it's going to be not sunny tomorrow. Let's automate things. So, you know, let's crank up, especially in the winter. If we know we're having a few days of really good sunny weather and we're producing too much, then we're going to heat that top floor up. And then, because these stones, they're in these walls, they act as kind of like a store for energy. So in the winter, it takes forever for them to warm up, and in the summer it takes them forever to cool down. But once they do, they kind of hold the energy in there, or the lack of. So that's kind of the goal, is to get the ability to be able to store stuff kind of in the bones of the house, so it changes a lot slower temperature wise. Because yeah, like when we start getting cold weather, we don't need the heat on until like December, even though it's quite cold outside, just because the house is still quite warm, as long as we leave the windows closed and, you know, not stupid. But yeah, anyways, getting there. We're glad when this is done. Absolutely glad. It's a nice day today. It's a bit breezy, but I think it's like 27 today, 28. That must be around the 80s, low 80s. The humidity's finally broken, but it is feeling a little more humid today. So I'll have to see. I'm gonna have to go back and revisit this all and straighten it all out a little bit, but it's getting the worst of it done. The real question is anything ever gonna get this high anyways, growing up here? But yeah. It's a lot sturdier. This used to, well, it wiggles together, put it that way. I don't know how sturdy it is, but when I get that green knob up there, hopefully next week, probably not till Wednesday, by the time all the painting takes so long to dry because it's oil-based, and I'm not going to get as many coats as I wanted done. I missed one yesterday. I could have gotten another one in, but I was late because I had to go shopping. But yeah, it was just a bit of the reveal soon. Got some touch up on some of this here to do, which is fine. Next week is looking great weather-wise so far, but it changes so quickly. It was supposed to be not very nice yesterday, and it actually was fine pretty much all day. A little sprinkle for like 5 seconds, but it was supposed to be big thunderstorms, and I was getting everything ready for that. The trench, make sure everything was empty, no leaves in it, kind of thing, so I could catch all that water, because our water storage is way, way low for all the watering of the grass. But no rain, like a sprinkle. I was like, ugh. Oops, sorry. The speaker there, or the microphone. Yeah. We're getting there. Just gonna do these. And then, yeah, then what else am I gonna do today? Oh, I have to fertilize all the plants again. We've got stuff, it's very different. I used to get Miracle-Gro, I think it was called. In North America, they even had it in England. And I can't find it anywhere here. And you used to be able to put down these little shaky, sprinkly things. And it would kind of do your garden for a month. And I used to just do it every month. And when they were gone, the fertilizer was kind of gone. Now, they don't seem to have that. Well, they have some. I don't know how. It says to do it once a year, and if I had fertilized this grass once a year, it wouldn't do anything because it's Bermuda grass. Same as the plants. Previous years, I kind of fertilized things as according to the box, and it's just I don't notice anything. Not like I did before. And there's so much water now, especially this time of year. I would expect everything to be growing, and it's not. It's going very slowly. Alrighty, last initial one, and I gotta switch to the step ladder. And this time I'm not gonna fall off it. Yeah, my hands aren't too bad. Yesterday was the bad, or yesterday and the day before were the bad days. Yeah, alrighty. And I can just tighten these up a bit. I might undo some of them and tighten them again. But we'll see. It's looking okay. Some of these I've pulled up a little too high. But I just loosen a little bit. Let's see. It's unique. It's not perfect, it's unique. Alright, just need to get a glass of water, or drink of water, sorry. But yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. This phone is blazing hot. Absolutely, I went and bought, it's the ammonium nitrate is what I've got. Not really, because it's difficult to get. You can't buy it here. Whoops, you can't buy it here because they think you're making a bomb. Oops, sorry, just a sec. I didn't expect volume to be on. Yeah, because of the bomb and the terrorist stuff, you can't just get it. You can't just, you order it online and they ask you for your ID and all this weird stuff. So I guess there's a lot of terrorist stuff. So you can only get, it's got it in regular fertilizer, but I got some super cheap fertilizer that I've calculated a pound You know, if you kind of do like a pound a month or whatever, it should be a lot, and it should really help for Bermuda grass. So I've got that. It was like, I don't know, $10 or something a bag, and I think we get, per bag, I would get 2 doses, so I think $30 all in for all this garden. I'll have, that's 4 feedings in the summer, that's more than enough, I think. And should have a big difference. It's already starting to fill in, luckily. I'll put the dirt down tomorrow, and some more grass seed, because the dirt I put over top, I knew it was really low quality, but it was still better than the quality of the stuff that's there. So it's allowed a lot of it to come in. But then we've gone out and I think I've just got another 8 bags of kind of a garden soil, this black stuff. Look good quality. It's already in areas where it wasn't. I did it about 4 days ago, and I think the seeds are already coming up that I put down, which is pretty crazy. So it makes a big difference just by having a bit of soil just where your kind of holes are. And hopefully I can get a good bit amount of grass going in the next week or so. And then I'm going to cut it off and I'll film that, and I'll do a 2-year time lapse of how much I've done. And then that's it. Other than maintaining this, I'm not going to do any more in the garden this year, because I still have a lot left to do. Like, we've got to do the lamp post and, you know, rendering walls, doing all the, you know, there's just so much to do, period, in this house. It's just a bit overwhelming. Got all the travertine to put down, which I think of just, like right now it's just concrete. It looks kind of ugly, but it's fine. For a couple of years it'll be fine. And then I'll put travertine down once we get the roof done. We also have a friend who we found out has got a 7-meter scaffolding, which I think is going to be good. And I got to measure how high the actual roof is. I think we're close to getting, if I can get that. He's a builder. So I think we might be able to rent it off of him or something for pretty cheap, hopefully. We'll check the prices online. Yes, I actually have a spinny one. A rotating one we used to have in the UK for compost, a spinning bin. Because I do have a lot of grass and stuff right now, and, you know, rose buds and chopped off the roses and stuff like that, the flowers and things. And I just don't have time because, you know, I have to maintain them a bit. You can't just let them sit there. You got to keep rotating it. I'm going to probably next year, when I get things a little more under control, start using that composter, because it was really good. We used to get compost probably the next season, whatever I did that year. I would just spin it and it made it go very quickly. I also bought some, you can buy some additive stuff that you put in and it makes it degrade faster or compost faster. So I did that, little kind of like shaky pellet stuff. I think it's just like some sort of fertilizer. But we used to use that in England and it was great. I actually generated in the season, which is food scraps in a very small garden. It was more just a couple tubs and a little patch, 2 patches of garden. But we made enough, we made a lot of compost every year. So I'm planning to do that. I'm gonna have it at the back, kind of near where the greenhouse is somewhere, where all the stones are being put down there. I think that's where we're gonna do that as kind of a garden section. But right now, I've just got so much to do. Cutting the grass every weekend, keeping this all watered, even though there's all the automation, sprinklers and stuff like that. Fertilizing it. It's just a lot of work. And I'm getting tired because it's just kind of not ending, and I'm not getting a day off much. So at nighttime I'm tired, so it doesn't seem like I'm doing a lot, but there's just a lot going on in the background as well. Plus there's 4 cats to take care of. They need a lot of needing attention because they're quite young. And then, anyways, enough complaining, but yeah. I'm definitely going to do a composter, and possibly going to do a vegetable garden at the back. Not sure yet where. I'm kind of watching how the sun hits and stuff like that. But for right now, it's okay. We also think of getting a date palm too, putting it around the pool somewhere, just in a big pot. That'd be kind of fun, having a palm tree. Certainly couldn't do that in Canada. Yeah, working on that. That's kind of what I'm doing this week, or today. It's just working on these wires. It's a lot of work. And yeah, it just you don't realize how long things take until you start doing them, and yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'll show you. I'll bring mine out. Just in the poor greenhouse right now. I'll go get it. Give me a sec. I'm coming. Sorry. I always forget the greenhouse is so torn apart inside with all the boulders and stones. But yeah. Yeah, we used to do a lot of food stuff. Now we just don't really compost that much. But everything we goes to the dump, and they've got a big composting section. Let me show you over here what it all looks like. Let's see what this camera's doing. It's good that I'm able to hear you though. So yeah, that's what ours looks like. Basically, you just have a little flippy floppy thing. You slide and you put your junk in there, and you just spin it. And I just used to spin it and keep it a bit moist, and it would drip out all the goop. But it was just enough for us for that last house, and it made stuff really quickly, which is kind of what was nice, especially if you leave it in the sun. And then I just water it at night, and then spin it around, and you know what's in there. But yeah, that was a really good one for speed, which is kind of what I was looking for, because it also stinks a lot. And while it's a pretty big garden, so I'm kind of picking that corner back there where they probably end up putting it. But yeah. I don't know, I think you guys have seen me do enough wire for now. Unless you have any other questions. I'll kind of keep rambling on. We're getting there. You want to tour the garden? I'll show you. I don't know as much from yesterday or the day before. And excuse me if my gimbal freaks out. Yeah, it's getting there. You can see I've done some sections with the darker dirt. It's got new seed down on it, and then I kind of ran out of dirt. But yeah, over there where the stones are, that's where I'm thinking this would be kind of a compost section, because when we sit, we're not back here. And it shouldn't stink so much. So we're kind of either sitting over there, or we're going to be sitting on with loungers and stuff like that over there. And when we go to eat, we're going to put a big table, get to probably like 10 or 12 people, big long table there. That'll be the idea. You know, it's so far right now to go get your food out from the kitchen, because that's the kitchen right there, and those two windows. Which, well, it's not now the kitchen, it's actually, kitchen's our dining room, because there's a big hole in that floor and it's all supported up. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. And then oh really? Okay, well that's good. I'll have to look for that name. Is it a name, a brand name, Worm Factory? I'll look at that, because ours used to. But it also made, I think I would get two kind of not doses, but those things full every kind of summer. And you gotta remember, the summer in England is pretty short. You get, yeah, probably one in July, sort of mid-July, and another one probably like the fall in October. And then we just let it build up all winter long. Wouldn't do much, and then in the spring it would be ready to go again. So it'd probably get, I guess, 3 a year, 2 to 3, but definitely an extra one in the summer than you would in the winter out of that. But yeah, I definitely look into that worm tray composter thing. We need something that's better than what we have now, and bigger, because I'm getting quite a bit of grass clippings at this point. Now, oh, thank you. Yeah, let me know if you can figure out the name, that'd be great. But yeah, I'm also getting a lot of grass clippings. Normally, I mulch it back into the ground, and I will be doing that again. It's just right now, I'm trying to pick up all the seeds from the weeds and stuff like that, and wheat grasses. So until this gets a little more established, I mean, it's getting there, considering how bad it was a year ago. And I just cut the grass yesterday with the new blade, so it's looking a little better, a little less brown tips on everything. But yeah, it'll get there. I think another 2-3 weeks, it'll fill in. I don't think under that loquat tree, you're going to get a lot of fill in the back. It's just shady all the time. But that's okay. I don't mind if it's not perfect. It's just like a little better than it is right now. And then we had a loss of a petunia. A snail ate through an entire base of petunia. Like a whole clump. It was the size of, let's say, that pink one there. And then now, it's nothing but a stub. It's so disappointing. So beside that blue rope closest to us, that was a lovely plant, and I came out this morning and I was like, what? How did that plant move? It was sitting on the edge, on the edge where the edge of the walkway is here, and it wasn't connected. Just something chomped right through it, and I think it was snails by the look of the biting of it. So they ate the main stem all the way through, which is just ridiculous. And I got the pool pretty much perfectly blue again. I'm going to do a little short for that. People can ignore if they don't care. But basically, without using any extra chemicals, I didn't use any shock. I just used the boost mode on the salt chlorinator. So you can kind of do like a shock mode of it, and it just produces more. So I did that for about a week, which I don't know if you're supposed to do or not. And it's a little high right now, the chlorine in there. So Sam's not swimming in it. Well, she's not here either, but yeah, so we're not really using it, but it got perfectly clean again, and that's without any chemicals, which was nice because I wanted to try to figure out how to do it without chemicals, because you shouldn't have to. The chlorine's high, nothing's going to grow in it, right? It just takes time. As long as you're patient, it'll eventually get back. But it's super clean now, which is better than the green soup we had from that valve or that flow sensor being stuck for the water. Yeah, so it's all getting along pretty good. Our poor lilies, which had an amazing display this year, the orange lilies, daylilies I think they're called. They're pretty much done. And you can see what all the snails have done. All the brown underneath. We had so many snails every morning on these things. I must have picked off 30, 40 of them a day, just on these poor things. So I think what they've chewed through all the leaves. Because in North America, I've had these, and they don't die back that quick. Like, there's still flowers on them. They shouldn't be, going dormant. They do go dormant and kind of drop down in the fall, but not like that. So, and then the snails are also attacking all the plants back here too. It's just sad. Oh no, another one's gone. They've just cut that branch off. And I'm pretty sure now that they're snails. I used to think, oh, it's some animal doing it, but I come out in the morning and I see exactly that they're on a joint of something that's chewed off, which is just crazy. I never think snails did so much damage. But yeah, we're getting there. And then I'm going to try to get in spots like this down here. How do I get that soil any better? That's already got like an inch of slightly better soil than what was under it on top. So yeah, I try to put some of that vegetable soil, garden soil on top with better quality and really water it, but it's just like concrete. So even though Bermuda is really good at growing in that kind of stuff, it's taken forever. So it's getting there. The roses, look at how many roses are coming on this guy. So all my roses are super happy, which is good, except for the one that died. But yeah, we're doing well. It's just going to take some time. Yeah, you can see what I've done so far on the gazebo. Not very straight. So that's going to be something I'm going to fiddle around with, I think, today and tomorrow. I think I can tighten that up a bit. I don't really like the look of it. Oh well. But anyways, I think I'm going to leave it here. It's nice having everyone here, and thanks so much, Dave, for chatting. I really appreciate it. Breaks up my day from being alone with the 4 cats. And I'm gonna go to the pub tonight. So Nothing special, but yeah, I'm gonna hit the pub tonight, and then nothing crazy. But I'll be out for a walk tomorrow. Probably, I'm guessing I'm gonna do. Once again, I go back to Cone because there's a different kind of restaurant there I want to go to, and they're open on Sundays. So that'll be my tomorrow's treat. And yeah, go for a walk probably around noon my time, maybe 1, not too sure, somewhere around there. I think they're open from like 12 till 2 or 3 on a Sunday. I'll look and check, but yeah, I'll make another event for tomorrow. Today I had a little trouble starting because there's a weird prompt thing that when I click on my phone start stream, it actually triggers my computer at home, my desktop, which is much more powerful. Because I used to be an animator, so I have a big CPU in it and better video card and stuff like that. So it kind of transfers all the difficult stuff from my phone. The encoding goes to the computer upstairs. So whether I'm here or whether I'm on a cell thing. But yeah, absolutely, roses love iron. And I think this soil is actually really high in iron because of all the rust that's in the pool. I did a test. I bought one of those tests. Actually, I bought it for my mother. And I had one strip left or something. And I took it back for Christmas and I tested it this year on some soil. And it didn't really show anything. So I don't know if it got messed up because it flew in the plane or not. But I don't know. I'm not too concerned. But they're super happy. So, but anyways. Yeah. What do I have here? I don't even know what half of these. I can't even see my phone. I have to work on that as well. But I'm really happy that we're able to hear your words, which is great. Makes things a little easier for when I'm going walking. I don't have to have looking at the screen as much. Just keep it smooth as much as possible. But yeah, it's fantastic. We're getting there. I got to tie this guy all up. It's got so much little bitty little jobs to do. Makes it difficult for me to get other stuff done right now because I'm trying to get this garden looking nice to make some sort of video out of it. But hey, that's not for today. I'm trying to figure out how I turn my phone around. Is that it? Nope. I should be able to push a button. Is that it? There we go. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, thanks so much for watching. And I hope you have a great weekend. And thanks everyone for taking part. And I'll be sure to chat with you either tomorrow or some other time. And a new video will be coming in about the arbor shortly, as soon as I get it done. Alrighty. Cheers. See you later. Bye. See you there, David. Thanks for watching. Oops. There we go. Should be off.